Good morning, students. Welcome to the class on proton NMR spectroscopy. Today we will discuss some more practice problems. First, we will discuss about amides. In the case of amides, we generally observe a coupling between the protons present on the nitrogen. Generally, we observe a two-bond coupling. In this case, it will be a large value also, maybe 40 to 50, I think. And not only that, here we observe two different delta values for these two hydrogens. We observe two different delta values for these two protons. Why? Why? Because as we know, amide bond order is not one, right? Amide involves in resonance. Amide involves in resonance. When we write this, this carbon nitrogen bond will not undergo any rotations because of the double bond nature. It is fixed. That means this hydrogen is close to oxygen, this hydrogen is we can say it is cis to oxygen, it is trans to oxygen. So that means this is in a chemically different environment, this is in a chemically different environment. So we will get two signals for the amide protons. If we have two hydrogens on amide nitrogen, we will get two signals. So this is very much useful for us to identify the amide compounds. In this case, when we look at the delta values, of course, nitrogen protons will have highest delta value. Generally, they range from 1 to 6 ppm, but nitrogen is present on a sp2 hybridized carbon, right? So because of that also, the delta values will further increase. Okay, nitrogen is present on a withdrawing group, so because of that, the delta value will further increase. Then the next order is carbon attached to carbonyl. Then with increase in distance, the inductive effect decreases. So the delta value also, the order of frequencies will also decrease. When we look at the multiplets, this carbon, it is having two alpha protons. These two hydrogens are having two alpha protons. Because of that, it will give a triplet. These two protons, they are having right side two alpha protons, left side three alpha protons, total 5. So according to n plus 1 rule, 5 plus 1, 6 sextet. Then this methyl group, it is having only two alpha protons, so it gives 2 plus 1, 3 triplet. Now we will look at we can also expect the delta values. As I said, it may be around 5 to 7 ppm because it is attached, nitrogen is attached to a withdrawing group. Then allylic system will be observed at around 2, and with the distance, inductive effect decreases, so we can expect them around 1.5. This may be at 1 or little less than that. Okay, it is the approximate values. But when we look at the spectrum, yes, I will also give the exact values. So these two are amide nitrogen, hydrogens present on nitrogen. Then this gives a triplet. And then we have a sextet, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then again we have a triplet. Right. When we look at the exact delta values, it is 7.2, it is 6.6, it is 2.1 ppm, it is 1.6 ppm, it is 0.9 ppm. So we can just write an approximate values, and when we look at the spectrum, they are almost identical. So whatever we are expecting the proton delta values, they are almost similar to the exact values. So this is how, when a compound is given, we need to write the order of frequencies, then the multiplets, and then approximate delta values. So as I said, these two protons are in a chemically different environment. They will give different peaks. Now if we want to calculate the J value, what we will do, we will take the frequency difference between these two, so that we will get a J value. J value for amide protons is generally very large. Now we will look at the influence of hydrogen bonding and the delta value of proton. We know the phenolic protons appear around 4 to 7 ppm. Right. Now we will look at the influence of hydrogen bonding. For example, alkyl proton, it may involve in intermolecular hydrogen bonding with oxygen of another phenol, right? Intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Now, how the hydrogen bonding influences the delta value? When we have hydrogen bonding, that means the electrons around the proton, they are attracted towards oxygen. That means when we have hydrogen, what is happening? Electron density around the proton is decreasing. When we have hydrogen bonding, electron density around proton is decreasing. So local diamagnetic field will decrease. So resultant will be very high. Okay. So as a result, what we will have? We will have very high delta values, because the screening is decreasing. So we will have high delta values. For example, this phenolic proton, when it is dissolved in CCl4, how it changes its delta value based on the concentration. For example, if it is 100% concentration, that means take 2 ml of phenol and 2 ml of CCl4. 100% concentration, it gives a peak at 7.45 ppm. Why? When it is very concentrated, then hydrogen bonding is our obvious thing. When we have more amount of compound, hydrogen bonding will easily exist. So because of the extensive hydrogen bonding, it is having very high delta. When we decrease the concentration, what will happen? The extent of hydrogen bonding will decrease. So its delta value will also decrease. For example, if you go for 5%, it gives a peak at 5.95 ppm. If we use a 2% solution, it gives a peak at 4.88 ppm. If we have a 1% solution, it is 4.37 ppm. So that means with decrease in concentration, what is happening? The number of molecules in the solution decreases. As a result, hydrogen bonding will also decrease. So because there is no hydrogen bonding in 1% solution, it is giving 4.37 purely because of the oxygen. Hydrogen is attached to oxygen. Oxygen electronegativity is 4, 3.5. So it will appear between 3.5 to 4. Because it is also having a withdrawing group on oxygen, its delta value will increase a little bit. So beyond 4. Okay. So it is purely because of the local environments. It is not because of the hydrogen bonding. If we increase the concentration, hydrogen bonding exists. So the delta value will also increase. For example, we will take this fellow, alpha hydroxyacetophenone. When we take alpha hydroxyacetophenone, its delta value is, the proton delta value is 12.05 ppm. The proton delta value is 12.05 ppm. Why it is giving such a very high delta value? Right. Because it involves in intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Look at the transition state 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it involves in intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So it is an obvious thing whether it is a dilute solution or a concentrated solution. Second thing, it is also present at the de-shielded region. When the carbonyl is there, it will have shielding or de-shielding. The proton is present in de-shielded region. So that is why it is appearing at a very large delta value. Okay. So there are two reasons for this. Similarly, when we look at a carboxylic acid protons will also appear at a large delta value. Why? One thing is it involves in hydrogen bonding. When we say it is a carboxylic acid, it will have a very great hydrogen bonding. Apart from other factors, like it is attached on a oxygen and this oxygen is present on a carbonyl. So apart from this, because of the hydrogen bonding, it will also have very high delta value. We were discussing about the amide. In this case, this is anion dimethyl formamide. Now we have an aldehydic proton, so it will have very high delta value. And then this, if these are chemically equivalent, they will appear at same delta value. But as I said, these two are not chemically equivalent, so they will appear at different chemical environments. So one will appear at a very large delta, one will appear at a very low delta. Now, the reason is that they will involve in, they will involve in resonance. In that case, nitrogen forms a double bond with carbon. So these two are chemically non-equivalent now. One is cis to oxygen, one is trans to oxygen. Right. In this case, what we will observe in the spectra, it is a singlet. Again, it is a singlet. This is a singlet. So we observe a spectra like this. These two singlets are for amides and this singlet is for aldehyde proton. This is at room temperature. Right. When we increase the temperature, what will happen? When we increase the temperature, the resonance may become faster. So we cannot, that means the resonance step is very quick, so that it moves from this form to this form very quickly. In that case, what happens? The amide bonds, they'll become little bit broader. It is at 80 to 100 degrees centigrade. Now, if we increase the temperature further, say for example 120 degrees, they will merge together and it will give a broad singlet. If we increase the temperature further, say for example 150 degrees centigrade, what will happen? Now we cannot separate these two. These two become very chemically equivalent, so that we will get a sharp singlet. So we can have temperature effects on amide bonds. Amide protons or carbons, they will appear they will give two different singlets. But when we increase the temperature, what will happen? The conversion becomes very fast, so that most of the time it will exist like this. Because of that, first they become broader, then they will merge together to give a broad singlet, and at very high temperatures it becomes a short singlet. Now we will look at the aromatic protons. Aromatic protons are easy to identify because they generally give signals at a large delta value at around 7 to 8 ppm. And not only that, if the protons are chemically non-equivalent, then they will split each other, so they will give multiplates also. For example, in this case, the two protons, these two, for example, look at this molecule from methyl group. These two protons are ortho to methyl, these two protons are meta to methyl. That means these two are chemically non-equivalent. As a result, what will happen? The spin of the two protons will couple with each other so that they will undergo coupling. So they will split each other. Because we have only one alpha proton, this gives a doublet. Similarly, this also having only one alpha proton, it also gives a doublet. When we look at the spectrum, it gives two doublets. And then of course this methyl group, first this one, right, C and D. So this gives a singlet and this gives another singlet. The doublet is centered around 7.4 ppm, and it is a benzylic system as well as chlorine is there, so it is having high delta value. It is only benzylic system, so it gives low delta value. So that means chemically non-equivalent protons on benzene ring can couple with each other. Okay, right. We will come to that later part. But what are the effects of the substituents on the benzene protons? For example, if we have a OCH3, which is a very electron releasing plus M group, so it donates more electron density into the benzene ring. As a result, we will have high local magnetic field, so resultant will come down. So that is why we are observing at a low delta value. If we have OH, it appears at 6.6 ppm. If it is NH, it is 6.36. It is basically because of the electron releasing nature of these substituents. Methyl group is only inductively electron releasing, so it releases only less electron density, so it gives 7.05. If it is proton, it is neither donating nor releasing, so it will appear here. If we take withdrawing groups will decrease the electron density around the benzene ring, so local magnetic field will be low. As a result, resultant magnetic field influenced by the protons will be very high. So when we have electron withdrawing groups, the delta values of aromatic protons, they will be very high. Remember this. So when we have electron releasing groups, delta value of aromatic protons will come down. When we have electron withdrawing groups, the delta value of aromatic protons will increase. For example, we will look at this anisole. Please take the notes: ortho, meta, and para. Because anisole is an electron releasing group, the aromatic protons will appear at a low delta value. And not only that, here another important point to note is we can have ortho coupling, at the same time we can have meta coupling. So there are two possibilities here. Okay, then how the spectrum look like? This gives a doublet if it is having only ortho coupling. If it is having meta coupling also, then it appears as a triplet or doublet of doublet. It appears as a doublet of doublet. In this case, we cannot identify them on a low resolution microscope, but we can identify this doublet of doublet on a high resolution microscope. So I will give you the values. Here, what is important to note is that the two multiplets, we will get two different multiplets, one for ortho and para, one for meta. Why? The electron releasing group can directly interact with the ortho and para positions. That means it will release more electron density to ortho and para positions. That is why they are appearing at low delta value compared to meta. Right? Our electron releasing groups will directly interact with ortho and para. So they will directly release electrons to ortho and para. So that is why they are appearing at a low delta value compared to meta. If we have an electron withdrawing group, say for example, take benzaldehyde. Now the same story is true for ortho and para position. In this case, there are, yeah, ortho and para will appear at a high delta value compared to meta. Why? Electron withdrawing group will directly withdraw electrons from ortho position and para position. So as a result, ortho and para protons will appear at a high delta value compared to meta. Right. Here one more factor is there, that is de-shielding region. Because C double bond O generates anisotropy, and other protons are in the de-shielded region, they will appear at a large delta value compared to para. So here the spectrum gives three different signals for ortho, para and then meta. So because of the de-shielding region, ortho will have high delta value. Since it is a withdrawing group, ortho and para will have high delta value compared to meta. So large delta, next large delta, next large delta. Here the spectrum looks like a doublet. See, I'm not looking at advanced couplings. I'm looking at only basic coupling. So I'm taking only alpha protons. Right. So this is ortho proton. This is yeah. This is metaproton. This is paraproton. In this case, 7.9, 7.6, 7.5. Okay, sometimes we need to observe these differences also. Okay.